Welcome to the Brain Alpha. Today, we are tearing down one of the absolute biggest lies in the self-help world. I want you to think about your biggest goals right now. Are you kind of just sitting around waiting for that perfect spark of inspiration to hit? Because let me tell you, if you're relying on getting hyped up to achieve your goals, I have some tough news. You've already lost. Today's explainer is going to completely flip the script on how high achievers actually get things done.
So what if everything you've been taught about motivation is completely backward? I mean, we are constantly fed this idea that we need to be in the exact right mood to take action. You know the drill. You read a book, you write down this meticulous color-coded plan, and you try to force yourself to feel motivated. And hey, maybe it works for a couple of days, right? But then you just slide right back into your old routines. You start thinking, man, what's wrong with me? The answer is absolutely nothing. The only thing wrong is your order of operations. Waiting for the mood to strike before you act is pretty much a guaranteed recipe for failure.
Okay. Let's dive right into this. Section 1, the Great Motivation Myth.
The absolute core of today's explainer is breaking down this massive myth that motivation leads to action. Most people genuinely believe you have to feel good to do the work. But neuroscience, and honestly just looking at the daily habits of incredibly successful people, proves that reality is the exact opposite. Action must come first. You take the action, and then the motivation actually follows later as a byproduct. Trying to get motivated before you move? It's literally like waiting for the heat to arrive before you bother putting wood in the fireplace. Makes sense? Action generates the feeling, not the other way around.
Think about how you brush your teeth every morning. When you wake up, do you stand in front of the mirror, pump your fists, and give yourself this massive pep talk? Do you yell, "I'm going to have the absolute best teeth brushing session of my life today"? No, of course not. You just walk into the bathroom, grab the brush, and do it. It requires zero hype. It's just an automatic, completely emotionless routine. And guess what? This is exactly how successful people treat their massive goals. Working, studying, hitting the gym. They don't view these as special events that require some magical mood. They treat them like brushing their teeth. It's a mundane, automatic action that gets done, whether they feel like it or not. Because the hard truth is, motivation is incredibly fragile. It is a wildly unreliable emotion. Think about it for a second. Your motivation can literally be destroyed just because it started raining outside, or maybe because you didn't sleep well, or, because you've texted someone you like and they left you on read, and suddenly you're in a total spiral of self-doubt. If you are relying on something so fickle and flimsy to dictate whether or not you build your future, you're completely paralyzing yourself. You cannot count on motivation. You can only count on taking that first step, regardless of the weather, and letting the drive catch up with you later.
Which brings us to Section 2, going into ghost mode. Stay quiet, work hard.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. We've all seen those social media posts, right? Starting my new diet today, or working on my new startup, and the comments just flood in. So proud of you, you got this! But our human brains are so easily tricked. When you receive that premature praise, your brain gets a massive hit of dopamine. It feels a profound sense of satisfaction, basically tricking you into feeling like you've already achieved something, even though you haven't even crossed the starting line yet. This fake accomplishment instantly kills your actual drive to do the real work.
Because when you announce your goals, people really only clap for you at the start line and at the finish line. Nobody is clapping for you during what we call the middle grind. This is that long, unglamorous, lonely period where you're just putting in the hours, making a ton of mistakes, and barely inching forward. Nobody is watching, it's incredibly isolating, and honestly, it's where most people quit because there's no applause. High achievers survive the silent grind by going into ghost mode. They don't seek external validation at all. Instead, they set strict, time-bound commitments. They basically tell themselves, I'm going to do this for the next 6 months, no matter what happens, and I won't say a single word to anyone until the results speak for themselves.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept, Section 3, your life is a movie. Embrace the plot twists. I want you to literally imagine your life as a movie. Would you ever, in a million years, pay money to watch a movie where the main character is born perfect, faces absolutely zero challenges, makes $1 million instantly, and just lives happily ever after? No, that would be the most boring movie ever made. We love stories specifically because of the dramatic plot twists, the failures, the unexpected disasters, and the incredible comebacks. When you experience a massive failure, say getting rejected, losing money, or making a huge mistake at work, don't let it crush you. Realize that this is simply the necessary dramatic plot twist in your personal movie. This is the scene where things look incredibly bleak, which sets up the ultimate comeback. History is literally full of these massive movie-like plot twists. Take this legendary example from Steve Jobs. He was publicly ousted from the very company he founded. At the time, it was a humiliating, catastrophic failure. Yet, he later called it the best thing that could have ever happened to him. Why? Because the heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a total beginner again, which led to his most creative periods. True opportunities rarely announce themselves with a shiny little bow. They are almost always disguised as failures and frustrations. How you interpret those setbacks absolutely dictates the rest of your movie.
All right, time for a tough love reality check. Section 4, the endless preparation trap.
We have to draw a really hard line here between fake action and real action. Writing to-do lists, buying towering stacks of business books, watching hours and hours of educational YouTube tutorials, it feels like you're working, doesn't it? But you aren't. Let's be brutally honest. Watching 100 workout videos will not build a single ounce of muscle. Doing one single real push-up will. Endless preparation is very often just a comfortable, socially acceptable form of procrastination. You're staying in the safety zone of research because taking real action means risking real failure. But acquiring knowledge without execution, it changes absolutely nothing in your reality.
High achievers just operate on a completely different frequency. They use this action-first loop. Step 1, start before you are ready. Perfect preparation is a complete myth. It just doesn't exist. Step 2, figure it out in motion. Step 3, course correct along the way. Basically, they build the airplane on the way down. While the perfectionist is still standing at the starting line, waiting for the stars to perfectly align, the action taker has already stumbled forward, learned from 3 mistakes, and is literally miles down the track.
So, the crucial point is, Section 5, the ultimate choice, doers versus talkers.
Ultimately, the world is divided into 2 categories, doers and talkers. The talkers can give you a million perfectly crafted excuses for exactly why they haven't started yet. The doers, though, they're surprisingly quiet. They just show up, without the hype, without the motivation, and they act. I challenge you today to drop the fake preparation. Find the #1 item on your to-do list, throw out the rest of it, and just take one real, messy step forward right now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.